Well, hey, B. It's Jamie. That's me here. And welcome back to the channel, honey. And welcome back to some more reviews on Ready to Love, girl. Belle Collective, honey. And Love and Marriage Huntsville as well. But let's go ahead and get into Ready to Love. Before we really get started on this new season, girl, I guess it's a congratulations to Clifton and Joy from what the previous season or the season before that or whatever, girl, because they ended up getting engaged on local television. Okay. So I suppose, girl, congratulations to them, honey. Okay. Jordan secured her man. All right. So I guess people was ready to love. All right. So congrats to them, girl. Let's go ahead and let's see keep going. Y'all know what else I thought was interesting when I think about this current season? Swayze and Kadeen, and please forgive me if I'm saying her name wrong, but Swayze and Miss K, they are definitely in a real relationship. Okay, this girl got this man all over her page. Like they go together real bad. Okay, that's what it was given when I tiptoed over there to her social media, honey. But let's go ahead and keep going. So this week it's the guys' turn to eliminate. All right, they're going to eliminate the ladies. Now, this week they will be introducing their strongest connection to the people that keep it real the most in their life. Okay, majority of those people brought along their exes. LJ, I'm sure you wish that you would have never brought along your motherfucking ex. Okay, we gonna talk about you, LJ, baby. We are. Give me 1 second. Okay, audio is looking good. Let us continue to pray that it stays that way. Okay, so Randall brings his ex to meet Kayla, Trinica, and Jamala. Now his ex says that they dated back in 2014, and she don't know why they dated because they never should have dated, right? So I'm like, but you ain't really tell us why y'all broke up either. Like, what was so really what was so really going on, but anyway, so Kayla speaks on her goals because that was one of the questions, like, what are your goals? And Kayla speaks on her goals. Okay, her goal is to be an entrepreneur, but to have somebody that's going to be understanding to that, be by her side, support her through that, and grow through all of that, right? Whereas Jamala answered the question, and she gonna sit up there talking about some, I think that I could be a resource, a support system and a friend to him. Yeah, and I'm looking at her like, girl, that's not what the question was. So when Kayla got in the confessional and said, Jamala sit over here giving us answers as though he's a prize and you have to win. Like, yeah, she had like this a motherfucking pageant. And I'm just like, yes, Kayla, we see each other. Cause I was confused, like, girl, you didn't even answer the question. But what topped it for me that I loved was the fact that Randall's ex caught that as well. His ex was like, "What the fuck?" Like, girl, I'm asking you about your goals, and you over here telling me what you could be for him. That's not adding up. And she pretty much said, "I don't think you need to be with a woman that's going to be all about you all the time. Like, have some of your own life as well." So when it came down to the ladies that stood out to her, it was primarily Miss Kayla that stood out to her. Even though Kayla and Trinica wish that Randall would communicate with them more than what he doing, that's because Jamala be over there taking up all his time. But Jamala can't take up no time that he ain't gonna allow her to take up. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't really understand the connection between Jamala and Randall. But maybe that's because they don't really show us that. I don't know. They just don't seem like they fit. Randall to me strikes me as a person that's very outgoing, whereas Jamala doesn't strike me as an outgoing person. You know what I'm saying? She strikes me, I'm not going to say a stuck up person, but lack of a better word is what I'll say. You know, is that uptight. She gives me an uptight individual. You know what I'm saying? Very picky. And no, I don't want to do that. No, but wait, can we do? Not really outgoing that much to me at all. But anyway, it was what it was. His ex likes Kayla, and we'll see how he's going to move forward and actually try to pursue her with that. Okay. So let's keep going. So Mike brings Jerlonda. Okay. First of all, y'all, I don't know why y'all got Mike on this show, but girl, let me shut the hell up because girl, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying, girl? So that lady like that man, let that lady like that man. I don't see why nobody seeing him for real, girl. But I mean, like, if that's what they like, I mean, I guess. I mean, but let's go. So he brings along Jerlonda, all right, to meet Kayla and Brandy. So Brandy speaks on their connection being strong because Mike wants to snatch her up. That's what he told. I want to snatch you up, and you could tell Kayla was bothered. But one thing about Kayla, I be feeling like Kayla just be bothered by any competition. To me, okay, she just be bothered, and I'm like, girl, is it that you bothered by the competition, or is you bothered by how the guys be trying to make it seem like they into you, but they really be more into somebody else? Which one is it? But then also understanding the process that you're in right now, so Girl, whatever. Meanwhile, Kayla isn't getting the same energy from Mike, even though Mike over there telling Brandy, I'm trying to snatch you up. All right. What we also learned is that Mike and Brandy actually talk to each other damn near every day. You know what I'm saying? They talk to each other damn near every day. So to Brandy, that's her mother Nigga, if you ask me. Okay, so there's that. Samson brings his ex-girlfriend to meet Sharice, Looney, and Brandy. I was confused as to why Brandy is there. There is a no fucking connection between Samson and Brandy. Again, I repeat, America, there is no fucking connection between Brandy and Samson. What the hell is we doing? Okay, what the hell is we doing? All right. So anyway, Sharice, I don't even know what the ex-girlfriend asked, but Sharice just raised her hand very high and was like, "Girl, listen, I'm ready to fight. Fight, okay, for his life." Like she's ready to fight. And Looney had me hollering in the confessional. Okay, she's like, "I don't really know what's going on. Um, I'm feeling very uncomfortable. Like, what is this that's really happening?" Girl, I was over there tickled as hell. So Looney just like, first of all, BIT, I'm like, girl, I'm Looney. Looney is me. I ain't gonna fight for no motherfucking body, girl. Okay. He needs to know what it is that he trying, like, girl, like, what is it? Like, is you trying to make a move or you ain't trying to make a, like, what are we trying to do over here? Okay. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight for his life. I wanna see where this can go and this and that. I'm like, girl, if anything, he need to be fighting for your love because I feel like you just as much of a prize as he is. Like, I guess. Anyway, so Brandy over there lying, girl, about that connection. And she didn't like that he was out here giving gifts to everybody else. And I'm sitting over here like the audacity of you to be sitting up here talking about he giving gifts to this woman, that woman, this woman, that. First of all, he not your, let's talk about that. He's not your Nigga for him to only give gifts to just you. He's dating. This is a process. He can give gifts to whoever the hell he wants to. Hell, you barely getting that from Mike. You barely getting that from Mike, and you have the audacity to be over here judging and nitpicking at what the hell Samson doing. Girl, sit down. Girl, with your tired ass interest in Mike. Girl, I can't. Anyway, I'm like, girl, stop. Okay, let's keep going. So the ladies want Samson to get deep because he isn't always deep with them. At the end of the date, the ex realizes that she likes Sharice more. You know, I feel like she really likes Sharice more because obviously Sharice is a more older woman than everybody else. You know, so I feel like that's why she liked Sharice. I feel like when it came to the age situation, she thought that Sharice was more up there. I mean, I thought she probably would have at least said Looney was a good match, but Brandy, I felt her on that Brandy thing. She was like, girl, no, this right here, that ain't it. I don't know why you brought this motherfucking girl here to meet me. And you already knew that shit before you brought me here, didn't it? Nah, don't play with me. You knew what was going on. But with Looney, I can't really read her, is what she said. And I said, I guess you can't read her. It is what it is. But you mean to tell me in that small amount of time you read enough of Sharice to know that she was a better match? Girl, let me keep going. Anyway, so Swayze done brought his friend Ish along to meet with Miss K. And what else happened? Yeah, he brought his friend along to meet with Kay. And what else? Oh yeah, he said that he was mad at her. He didn't like the fact that she didn't protect him or stand up for him when he was sitting down with her friend the last week. So he didn't like that. So anyway, they ended up speaking on how Swayze needs to work on his communication. Miss K feels like he typically shuts down or something like that, where she don't really shut down. Like he just get real quiet or whatever like that. And she don't like that. So he has to work on that. So they had their whole conversation. All right. It was what it was. LJ, let's get to LJ because was like the more important date out of everybody for me. So LJ lets everybody meet his ex. At least the people he had meet his ex was Trinika and Looney. Trinika gets there first, and he and his ex, we learned based on Trinika asking questions right out the gate, honey, wasting no time. We learned that he and his ex recently broke up earlier in the year. I said, not y'all breaking up earlier in the year, and you have the audacity to bring this woman onto this platform to ask questions. Do you know the question was for? See, that's where it makes me confused. Because a lot of them brought exes. So did the producers really tell them to bring along their most recent ex? Whereas Tommy's sitting up here telling y'all to bring along the person that keeps it real the most. Now I do understand LJ ain't got no family or whatever down there in Miami, but you should at least have some friends that's gonna be able to come up here, sit down, and talk to these motherfucking ladies. Okay, so y'all must got y'all wires crossed or something, and gonna bring all these exes up here. He gonna bring literally his most recent ex, the ex that he had just broke up with that year, and the ex he had still been having sex with a month prior to coming on this motherfucking show. Girl, I can't actually. was about humping on the girl while he was on the show. But you out here saying that you ready for love. So then when Looney gets there, of course, Trinica lets her know what's really going on. So Looney's like, okay, well, let's talk about that. Let's have a conversation about that. Let's get into it. So they having conversations, or whatever, and the girl busts out and say that she still love LJ. I said, girl, ain't this some bullshit? And then LJ didn't want to answer the question. I felt like you brought this girl on this show to make her look like a fool. That's what you did. You brought her on this show to make her feel a way about you moving on with somebody else. Like LJ, you really ain't SHI no matter how much you be trying to lead on with this little sweet guy mentality or whatever you be out here doing in these streets or whatever, honey. You know what I'm saying? What else with Mr. LJ? I just feel like that was messed up that you still messing with this girl, but you trying to embark on a new relationship. They ask you if you love her, you ain't trying to answer that. You over there talking about you trying to find some love that you can, move forward with and grow with and actually have a future with. And I'm sitting over here looking at Miss Ma'am sitting at the table like, girl, if that's not a clear indicator for you to know that this NIGGA ain't with you like that, I don't know what to tell you, girl. Close your legs to that man. Close your legs to that man. Okay, so Mike, LJ, Sharice, and Kaden all link up. And Kaden starts asking a lot of questions to Mike. And it seems like he didn't really like the fact that she was asking a lot of questions because he don't want to answer a lot of questions. But I feel like the questions Kaden was asking wasn't anything bad. And I feel like when Kaden was asking him those questions, she probably felt like they had that type of relationship for her to be able to ask those type of questions. And that's probably just who she is. And everybody been cool with it for the most part because she was out here defending your dog ass as well. She was defending you at one point, right? So she probably felt like I could ask you all these questions, and then now all of a sudden it's becoming a problem for you, for her to just ask these questions. So Mike basically tells her that she's doing too much. And I think he asked Sharice like what she thought, and then Sharice jumped in and was like, "Yeah, I feel like she does do this, that, and the other because she did it to me," and that's what sparked the argument between Sharice and Kaden. Okay. Kaden tells her, listen, I'm not here to make friends. And Sharice was like, oh, you not? Well, then why you sat up here and text me? Because what you said was if we don't meet love, at least we met each other. And you was glad of that. Now, see, my question is this, Sharice, did she send that directly to you in a text message or did she send that by way of a group message, letting everybody know, listen, if we don't find us no guys here, then at least, at the least we all found each other or whatever, some chicks we can hang out with, whatever. Now that does make you look foolish at the end of the day still, Kaden, because you sat up here and said you ain't looking for friends, but you over here sending that message. But then she turned back around and said, girl, I didn't mean it. I could see that. I could see you being fake as hell. Definitely can see that. So she said, oh, I didn't mean it. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to build connections with people. I'm not here to make no friends. Oh, okay then. So anyway, what else? So Sharice brings up Kaden talking about the guys and how ain't none of the guys out here got money. And then Kaden says that she didn't do it, but then she turned around and tell Sharice, well, I mean, you did the same thing. And I'm like, oh, so you confirm it. So which one is it? Because it sounds like you was debunking that you said that, but then it turns around. It sounds like you confirmed it by bringing up what Sharice too said in the conversation as well. Well, you said you was over there talking about Samson's car. You talking about Samson's car. So I mean, you was doing it too. And I'm just looking at the screen like both of y'all hoes lame. Like both of y'all lame. That's just what it is. When I see this conversation, y'all both lame. Sharice, you been lame for me. Okay, girl, you been lame. And some part of me does not feel bad that Kaden was on her ass a little bit or not feeling a way about her because of how she treated the very first woman that was up there when they first came on the show. And both of them ended up being in elimination. And she didn't like how that lady talked and how loud she was and all this and that. You was judging that lady right out the gate and you didn't even know her. So you don't get no sympathy from me for how Kaden over there dragging your ass or whatever the case may be between y'all. You really don't. Okay. So you been lame from day one for me. Okay. But the conversation y'all going back and forth, you was over here saying none of these men got money. And you was over here, that made you very much so lame, Miss K. All right. So there's that. Let's go ahead and keep going. Then Sharice goes to the bed and tell this lady she sounds as ignorant or something like that. She says you're as ignorant as you look, and I say that would apply to you too. But that's just what I think. Okay. Y'all feel how y'all want to feel. So anyway, Mike was glad, in my opinion, that the ladies went at it because with them going back and forth with each other, it allowed some of the heat to not be on him for Kaden to continue to ask him questions and stuff. So all LJ and Mike really did was sit up there and watch the ladies go back and forth and kind of chuckle and laugh and all this other stuff. So I'm like, okay then, girl. Anyway, that's why y'all had them meet up so these two ladies could really go at it because that's gonna be the only energy y'all or the action or quote unquote drama y'all gonna get for the show, girl. Let's move on. So the guys link up At the end of the day, they made a final decision, and the decision was for Trinika and for Looney to be up for elimination. When it came down to it, Trinika came there all mad, feeling away like she just knew she was gonna go home and whoop de whoop de whoop. I wished she would have went home because Trinika is boring to me. Boring to me. But Looney was the one they ended up sending home. I guess they felt like Looney was too much of a jokester or whatever like that. So they sent her home. And it's so funny how, in my opinion, when it came down to it, they sent her home faster than this. But when it came to motherfucking justice, y'all continue to sit up there and keep that man around and let him play in y'all damn face. Girl, y'all better start doing these NIGGAs how they be doing. Y'all don't be giving these folks no motherfucking grace. Getting them the hell up off the table. Okay, but that's just what I think. I feel like if they probably would have brought Looney to the cabin, maybe it would have been a bit different. Or wherever the little trip they finna go to, the beach house, wherever. Maybe it would have been a little different. But they kept Trinika as much as I would have rather have seen her go home. I guess it made sense because maybe Trinika got more options. I feel like who was her options? What, LJ and Randall? And I feel like LJ is one of Looney's options, and then Samson. So I mean, and I should have knew based on how they did it that Samson was going to be the one to send Looney home. And the reason why I say that is because they knew that he was going to be gentle with how he sent her home versus how Mike would have been had he sent Trinika home. But anyway, girl, there's that. All right. And then when Mike told her that she wasn't eliminated, Trinika jumps up on him in her short dress and wraps her legs around him. And I'm like, I don't know what you're doing that for. I hope you jumping up and down to remain on the show so you can continue to get a little bit of airtime and get you a little bit of a coin, because not many of these dudes are catch up here. But let me keep going. Okay, so there's that, honey. That's all that I got on Ready to Love. Y'all go ahead and hop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on how you felt on the latest episode, girl. Let me move on. Belle Collective, honey, let's talk about it. So Taisha, Marie, and Akeisha all decided to link up. Now, y'all know on last week's episode, Akeisha got into it with Tamara, baby, and Tamara was damn near about to get into it with everybody on the table for her foolery. Okay, so they're starting over. They're getting to know each other again. Akeisha says that she was disappointed in Tamara. She's been knowing Tamara since high school, and she never knew that these ladies were really feeling away based on the things that Tamara was saying and stuff. So she ain't like that. Akeisha says if Tamara put something negative in the atmosphere, then their mind was pretty much already tainted. If she was already telling them Akeisha can be shady, then they was already on reserve about her, and she didn't even have time to get up there with them. They already was feeling a way about her based on what Tamara had already told them. Okay, but it is what it is, and all of the ladies are at a place where they're ready to move forward. Well, Marie and Akeisha been cool because they went and had their solo date, which I really love. So now it's time for Taisha and Akeisha to get on a better accord. But for me, Taisha not gonna let that happen, because Taisha, you gotta work on some stuff within yourself. So you want to be so much of the in the know girl, you want to be so much of the leader, and then you got somebody else that's coming along that got more credentials than you, and you don't know how to motherfucking take it. You feel what I'm saying? Yikes. But let's keep going. Okay. So let's see. Marie says that her mom has relapsed, and we hate to hear that. It seems like it was only a matter of time based on how her mama said it. I'm a crack. Based on how her mama told her what she was, we should have known it was only going to be a matter of time. And she's been like this all of her life. So it's been really hard for her to break this habit. And it's probably going to take for her to probably go into a clinic or something and really be there for an extended period of time for her to like work through that. But in the meantime, Marie is keeping life moving forward, and she is opening up about 5 methadone clinics. And I think she's going to be specializing on opioids and stuff like that. So that's something to celebrate. And she's going to put together a celebration for that. Now, Taisha speaks on Demand and Taisha. Taisha, come to the front. We better not hear more about Tamara and Taisha than your fake ass storyline with your husband. Because you over here now, because it's like for the past 2 episodes, I feel like we ain't really hear a whole lot about Glenn and the bullshit that he's done. Okay, so girl, what's going on with you and Glenn? What's up with the kids? Is you gonna meet the child? Are y'all gonna get the paternity test while you over here running your mouth about Taisha, Demand, and Tamara? Girl, so Taisha speaks on Demand and Taisha. Taisha brings up Tamara sending security over. First of all, in my opinion, and what I saw on TV, girl, and they could have edited some things, but from what I saw, that lady ain't sending no fucking security over there. That security was already on her ass anyway. Okay, he just walked over there when he saw y'all getting too loud and decided to separate y'all. So it was what it was. Now Taisha says Tambra sent security to because she thinks that she didn't want to talk about Taisha. And I'm like, but that's the thing. Why was, I don't know, I'm a little confused and y'all help me. Because I'm like, why would somebody send someone over to not talk about someone when all they got to say is, I'm not going to talk about their person? Like, why would she need to send security over there just to say she don't, because she don't want to talk about the lady? Like, come on now, that makes no sense. Then you try to play up the story, which also makes me feel like you be lying. The way you played up the story, trying to say I was over there talking to Demand, and when I was talking to Demand, like she just sent security over there to interrupt us, and I'm like, girl, I don't even know if I saw that. I don't recall that. I don't recall security walking over until after Tambra engaged in a conversation with y'all, and then he came over there. So I what? I don't know, girl. That's not making no sense. So anyway, Taisha hasn't spoken with Taisha since talking to Greedy, and I said I don't know why, but you can sit up here at this table and you can talk about what's going on with Greedy, Taisha, and Tambra to everybody else, just like you did when it came down to Tambra and Greedy and Taisha. You was talking about it to everybody else before you went to Tambra. So I'm a little confused. If you talking to this man and you feel so sure about what your friend is saying, you finally spoke directly to this man. This man told you it ain't what it was, and then you turn around and you ain't go have that conversation with your own homegirl to make sure that you had these facts, but you want to sit up here and say about Tambra, I can't defend you. I can't have your back, girl, if I don't have all the facts. Why you not saying this to your good decorator friend? Why you not going back saying it to her like, hey, girl, I can't support you if I ain't got all the facts. Because girl, I went to the fashion show and I talked to Greedy, and this is what Greedy said. So are you sure? You 1000%. So that's what happened. All right, then. Okay, cool. So I did. That's how we rolling. Like what? So I don't know. I guess everybody decided they're gonna be on Tambra this season. Let's keep going, honey. So Tambra and Demand. Tambra says that she didn't want an issue with the decorator and she doesn't want to discuss her, basically. Okay. She don't want to, I don't want to issue her. I don't really want to discuss her. I don't want to talk about her, whatever. So Demand says that he's not going to feed into that. And if they want to believe that, then that's on them. He says he didn't have an emotional connection with her. That's what he said. And I don't know. That could be true, but I also believe I'm the one that could believe that you gave her enough for her to create an emotional connection with you. And even if you feel like you didn't have an emotional connection with her, because I feel like dudes may cheat on their women, right? But they don't mean they care about the other woman. But it doesn't take like, okay, yeah, I cheated on you, but I don't care nothing about her. It was a one night stand or a two night stand, whatever the case was. But at the end of the day, it doesn't take away the act that you committed. You see what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta freaking love her. You ain't gotta have an emotional connection to her or anything, but you still contributed to something. And that's what I need Tambra to understand. Obviously, sir, even if I do care about you and I do want a future with you, this is not how things are going to operate as we move forward. Okay. Now, I do believe that you probably, you know what I'm saying? Y'all probably cross the line, whatever, but you must have done something. You may not have an emotional connection to her. Got it. But you've done something. Can you admit that you've done something to make this woman develop an emotional connection with you? Because I feel like that's possible, girl, but that's just what I'm thinking. Let me go on here to scoot over. All right. So Tambra wants Taisha to leave our names out of your mouth. That's what I want her to do. Okay, girl. So Tambra and Demand are very intimate at this moment. She had to make sure she let us know that. And then talking about because of the what she said, because of the doctor's orders, they've been very, very intimate with each other. Then he turned around and asked her to move in. And she's like, oh, you want me to move in? Well, I'm a little confused because I don't have the ring. And if you want me to move in, there are certain things that I want to happen. So we're gonna have to be engaged. And I guess he's trying to tell her like the ring is in the house. And she says, oh, so you're saying that you don't want to propose to me if I'm living somewhere else? You will want to propose to me if I'm living in your home? Okay. So, all right, it sounds like that's what we're doing. And he's like, yeah, you moving in. You gonna move in. You gonna move in. I'm like, why is it she gonna move in, but it ain't her saying you gonna propose to me? Mm, 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 mm. Okay. So now we're seeing Tambra let down her guards. Okay. Hopefully she gets engaged by the end of the season. But we're seeing her remove things, move things. You know what I'm saying? Just to fit into this lifestyle of what she wants because she's getting older and now she wants a family and she wants to, have a baby. So now she's starting to let down what's the term I'm looking for? I don't want to say standards, but whatever it was she had set for herself, she's starting to peel each one of those away just to accommodate this idea and to accommodate him and make him feel comfortable. But at the end of the day, he also needs to make sure that you feel comfortable too. All right. And not now another hope need to be coming up here talking about she done had a emotional connection with anybody. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, girl, that's y'all relationship. Y'all gonna do what y'all want to do anyway. Cause that's how y'all is. Okay. So yeah, he tells her that she's going to move in and she hopes to get her ring while she's living with him. So excuse me, that's something that's gonna end up happening. They're gonna move in together. So hopefully it works out, girl. I guess. Anyway, so Marie Jerez and Raven's mom. Raven is the young lady that has a child with Jerez that ended up passing away because she was unfortunately hit in the crossfire of, I guess, a shootout or something. It was like a lot of guns blazing and her car got lit up a few times, unfortunately. And this young woman passed away at such a young age. I think the little girl was either 18 or 19 years old. So young. Hate that for her. Hate that for her mama. So her mama is just still grieving. Okay, still trying to get up every day and force herself to like exist and live life. Okay, because I'm sure that was her baby girl. And life is extremely different. Now, what we've learned is that Jerez has left school so he could be with his son 24/7. And with him leaving school doesn't mean that he's not in school. He's taking classes online. He left the campus because I want to believe that he probably was living on campus, experiencing that lifestyle, and now life has completely changed. And I think that even though we saw Jerez at a place where his mama doing everything. I mean, yeah, some of this his fault, but most of it is his mama's fault that she made the decision to step up and be that type of involved in his kid's life. And you know what I'm saying? Instead of making him do his own part. So as much as we would drag the kid, it's like it's the mama. So now I do think that he may grow up for sure. I think a lot of times when tragedies like this happen, it changes a person's entire perspective about stuff. So not only is he now a single dad to a son, but also he's seeing just how fragile life is and how he probably had just talked to her that day or something or the day before or whatever. And then all of a sudden she's gone. So now he's starting to be able to see like that. It can happen just like that. So it's hitting different for him. And I think we're going to see a different young man emerge, okay, and be a great dad for that little boy. And the rest of them too, because I think he has 3 kids. So preferably he has no more. All right. No time soon. Okay. So there's that. Let's get to D. D is the daughter of Sophia. All right. Sophia and the stepdaughter of JJ. She has a baby shower. I believe she is having a little girl. Latrice does show up. Latrice talk about how she want to drink on some lemonade because she don't even know if she's pregnant or not because she's been missing her cycle for about 2 to 3 months. He has not shown up. And obviously she's been too afraid to take a pregnancy test to make sure. Okay, maybe she's a bit in denial, but also not that much in denial. Now, what we did see is that JJ and her mom bought her a car, so she's really happy about that. I guess she's about to move out of the home into a home with her man, her kids' dad, and now she got a car, so they go on about their business. Okay, of course, Sanjay and her sister Sky and Star, I do believe that's their names. They showed up to show support to Dee after the family conversation, so that she knows she got the support of them. Okay. Now, Latrice over there talking. First of all, Cliff, I guess 2 of his sisters came or something. They had a baby. They wanted her to hold the baby so Treese could see what it feels like to hold the baby child. She didn't even know what to do with the child. I was screaming. Then she gonna sit up there after 2 minutes of holding this baby, gonna sit up there. Some of this baby look like her. Girl, that girl. No, she funny to me. Okay. So it's still not enticing her to have her own though, but she just thought it was cute. So anyway, speaking of Treese, let's get to her and Cliff because they do talk about having kids and she wants certain things in place, okay, before having kids. She wants to plan it, but Cliff doesn't feel like these type of things need to be planned, okay? Just dumb. That's probably why you got kids now and you with your baby mama. But anyway, things happen. Anyway, so she asked him if he could be a good father while he pretty much talking about her being career driven, right? And then he tells her something like, he wants her home is what I'm understanding from the conversation. It sounds like he wants her to just be a at-home wife. We could get somebody to go in and work in the office and do this and that for you, and you could just be at home with the baby. Well, what the fuck about you? You not gonna be at home with the baby? Why I gotta be the main one at home with the baby? Are you gonna be at home with? Are you gonna be at home with us with the baby? Like, come on, make it make sense. So then she also brings up the options. Like, I only have three options if I am pregnant. One is to raise a child with you, two, get a child up for adoption, or three, to get an abortion. Okay. He told me, you get a child up for adoption, I'm giving you up for adoption. I'm not gonna lie, that definitely made me chuckle. Okay. Now he says that he would love the child more than he loves her. And I said, now see, you shouldn't have said that, because she also said that's the same thing that her daddy told her mama. And that's typically what it be. Okay. She about wants you to love her just as much as you love the child. And maybe that's going to be enough for you to want to stay around, I suppose, because that's the same thing her daddy told her mama. And he ended up still, I believe, abandoning both of them at the end of the day. So it's like you only feeding more into her fears that you are comforting her, because you just want what you want. You're not really hearing or listening to her. So she tells him he not gonna try and control what she does with the pregnancy, and she'll leave. Okay, if it came down to it, and he gonna tell her bye. I said, wow, 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 y'all just be over there cutting up, don't it? If she don't want to have one, she shouldn't be forced to have one if she's not ready right now. And based on how they communicate about having kids is enough to me to know that they really not in the same place with him. Cause he want her to sit her ass down and be at the house all the time and stuff. Like, what? I feel like he gonna be relying and expecting her to do so much, and then also using that against her. Like, you a mama, you ain't supposed to be knowing it. You a mama, you did that, mama did that. Like, I think it's gonna be another control tactic that he's gonna try to use on her. But we'll see how this gonna go. So Hamilton Davis celebration is here. Okay, congratulations to Miss Essie and Marie. All right, now Taisha and Latrice bring up Tamara calling security because Tamara ended up coming. So they over there cheat chatting with her, talking about how she ended up calling security or whatever. And Tamara says, "No, girl, I did not call security. I did not. Like, the station makes sure we're good, girl. The station, they look out for their team. All right." So Latrice over there pretty much walking off like, girl, she lying. Like, this bitch knows she be lying. She knows she sat up there and brought security because she didn't want to, interact or talk about no Taisha and stuff. I don't know. I can't say that, because it's like, if she brought security to that event, why she ain't bring security to the next event when y'all knew y'all probably was gonna bring up Taisha again? Like, why she ain't bring security in? Like, I don't know. It's just not making sense. Y'all just created something and y'all wanted to fit into that ball. But okay. So I said, are y'all saying the relationship is fake? Because that's something that Treese was feeling like too. Like, she was pretty much saying that Tamara needs to be honest. Okay. Something she's saying is she lying? Okay. It's not adding up. It's not making sense. So that's when I was like, so are y'all saying the relationship is fake for a storyline? Because that's what I'm getting from. Are y'all trying to say that the relationship is fake for a storyline? And if that's the case, then y'all need to hop on Taisha, because her storyline is fake as hell too. Okay, whatever the issues in her marriage is fake as hell as well. But anyway, there's that. Later on, we see where Akeisha talks about a stakeholders lunch that I guess Mel is going to help Akeisha throw or something, because Mel knew a lot about it. So soon as she starts talking about it, Akeisha says, yes, I'm doing this event. I want to do something over there on Ferry Street, whatever like that. I'm just reintroducing myself to some people and introducing myself to others, letting them know who me and my husband are. Da, da, da. This is a great idea for Akeisha, especially with her wanting to have a business. Like, I think they have a bar or somewhere up north. They're trying to bring that same restaurant or whatever it is to the South. That is a great thing to do, to network and meet other people, so that when it's time for you to get things passed, when it comes to getting this code or getting this thing up in inspection, making sure this is up to code and this, that, and the other, they know her. You know what I'm saying? The process may not be that strenuous, girl. Okay. So I think that was very smart of Akeisha to hold a stakeholders luncheon, to get people familiar with her, invite people out. You know what I'm saying? And I would think that with her husband being in the league and stuff, and maybe having access and being friends with other people that have businesses and stuff, he probably see how they operate, or she does see how they operate in different areas, and she wants to bring that down here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, let me throw this. Like, my family's already kind of well connected. Let me reintroduce myself to some people, and new people that may have taken on positions in certain offices or moved here that don't know me. Like, yes, let's do that so that I can make my net worth here stronger. It makes sense to me. Okay. So then Taisha, here she go, feeling away about it. Well, I guess that I'm not included in what Miss Akeisha has going on. Okay, I thought that I was a part of the plan for Ferris Street. But see, that's the thing. Maybe you still are, but she has to do this on her own in order to propel y'all to work together in whatever capacity. But here's the other thing that you're missing, because you just want to have a beef and an issue with this lady. If she's inviting you to the luncheon, she's giving you a seat at the table. Ain't that's what it is that you was just telling her that you was doing? Ain't that's what it was that you was just saying? Now she giving you a seat at a bigger table, girl. So you're gonna be in a room also with these stakeholders that you're gonna be able to network with and get to know for yourself and da 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 da. So don't be trying to put all that weight on her and then try and make it seem like she ain't looking out for you. Just to get an invite into the room is good, I would think. You just want to have an issue with that lady. And on top of that, my other thing is this, Taisha, why you ain't throw it last year? If you know what I'm saying, like why you wait till this lady do her thing and then now you want to feel away about it when you've been in Mississippi this whole time? All you do is throw brunches. So why you ain't hold damn stakeholders brunch or a stakeholders lunch and making sure people knew who you were? You know what I'm saying? You was over here struggling and relying on the last few people that you had last year, or the few people that you had last year, to get you in the door to even try and make some things work at Ferry Street. So what you should have done was held a stakeholders luncheon, so people can know who you are and know what it is that you was really trying to do and whatever, girl. Okay, maybe she did last season and I don't recall. But you could have did the same thing. So I'm not understanding it. Anyway, so Taisha decides she's gonna walk in. Marie over there shaking her hand, all glad. Hey girl, yes, 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 yes. And I'm like, girl, you know Taisha. Come to find out, she does, because she has done a lot of work for Marie and Essie. She also, I believe, planned the wedding for Sophia and JJ. Okay. Now she done walked in. Tamara done got up. Tamara says she don't got no respect for this lady. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but Tamara's voice went from here, oh my God, I do not care. Keep our names out of your mouth. Please keep my name out of your mouth, to being in some other shit. Like, girl, that thing went all the way down to what, octave one? It went all the way down to a lower level. Okay. She was like, girl, I'm finna go. She was like, I love you though. Nah, I love you though. I'm finna go. She hugged the people. I'm good. Bye, y'all. Now I'm good, girl. I'm gonna see y'all later, girl. This was cute. Girl, I'm going. And then Taisha, like, girl, what's going on? What is it? Like, girl, you can sit around and talk about everybody, but you can't talk to me about me. And then Tamara was like, now you talk to them about you. You talk to them about you. You crazy or whatever. And so she decided to get up and walk out. Wow. Oh wow. I said, girl, that voice changed, didn't it? That voice changed, didn't it? Girl, hearing that voice change is very much so giving us fake. Okay, definitely changed, honey. We saw a whole different Miss Tambra, girl. But either way, honey, get like, okay, Miss Taisha was there ready to talk about some things, but Miss Tambra was not there to talk about it. She said, I'm not going to sit up here and talk to her about Greedy, and Greedy isn't even here to defend himself. I'm not going to do it. I'm done. That's not it. Okay, so we'll see. Now, what else ended up happening? Okay. Tamra says no, you can talk to everyone, and says that she's desperate. Okay. Taisha gonna tell us about Tamra being engaged to somebody else on the next episode, baby. And here's the thing that I have with that. How you know? Because all of the other ladies seem to be surprised. So if she is engaged to somebody else, how did you know? And in order for you to know, from my understanding, it would have probably came from Greedy. So Greedy, you is a dog, Nigga, and I think that Tamra should put her foot up your ass if you done sat up here and had pillow talk, conversation talk, whatever the hell you want to call it, about her and her business. So I cannot wait to find out how Taisha even knows this much information about Tamra. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was engaged to somebody else. That would, like, I mean, were you and Tamra real cool? And Tamra told you that? Or was that just a big thing that everybody knew that Tamra was engaged to somebody else? Like, how you know that? Because it's given to me, and I don't know all the facts, but it's given to me that he told you that. And I don't like that. I don't play like that. I don't play like that. Okay, so there's that, honey. That's all that we got. Okay, let me see what else. All right, because we do have to talk about love and marriage, Huntsville. Okay, I do not have a thing up here for them, so we'll just click off whatever. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about love and marriage, Huntsville. Girl, 1 second. All right, so we pick up where we left off from last week's episode. I kind of watched it, but I really wasn't watching it. This episode was flat for me too. I'm just the other couples. I'm just not. I don't be interested in that. Y'all got to tell me how y'all feeling. I mean, it's only back for what, 2 episodes so far. Tell me what you've been thinking about it so far these past 2 episodes. Okay, we pick up where we left off. This is kind of going back to the first episode, some details from the first episode. Y'all know Martell and Mel was over there reminiscing on the old times or whatever. Not really. They made it seem like that. My own network was reminiscing on the old times between Mel and Martell. He ended up bringing the kids up there for her event, so she was really happy about that and shocked about that. And her mama was surprised that he brought the kids out too. Martell says that it was good to see her follow her dreams, but it's bittersweet, you know what I'm saying, for him because he can't be with her on that journey, basically. So they actually hugged or whatever before leaving, and that was that. So let's get to the marriage retreat. Kimmy and Maurice were the first ones to arrive. Tiffany and Lewis came. Tiffany couldn't sit there long enough before she had to get on a work call and do some work. Dr. Francis did not like that at all, and he felt like she needs to prioritize her time better because that's the reason everybody came. Any work or anything you got going on should not interfere with this particular retreat. You're supposed to be present. Okay. Now, Lewis gets on my motherfucking nerves because one thing about Lewis likes to always try to act like he's unfazed by something. And that's why people call you fake. You always try to act like you unfazed, and you always try to have an answer for every question. Right. And your answer is always the basic stuff. Like, that's how life goes. That's what it is. Things happen. And, it's like he always tries to deliver these soft blows, not soft blows, but these excuses, like, these responses. And maybe that's a way for him to not get deep in his feelings, because when he says before he can really think and get deep in thought, it immediately is a cover of, oh, well, that's just how life goes. So it's like, don't be hard on yourself. Don't even cry because, things gonna happen. It's just what it is. So maybe that's like a defense mechanism for himself, that he always says that, which makes people think that he fake. Because sometimes you'll have open conversations with people, i.e., like Tiffany, she'll have an open conversation with a person, and then you get in front of people, and then you be trying to mask it like it's something else. But that's just y'all way, in my opinion, of preventing yourselves from going deeper. Okay. So anyway, Dr. Francis doesn't like that, and thinks Tiffany needs to prioritize their marriage better. Tisha and Marcel arrived. Tisha is not having a good day. She learned that one of her best friends passed away, and we're going to learn more details in episode 2 about what happened. And she pretty much just talked about how her friend had just celebrated her birthday. The next day, I guess she was found in her daughter's room. She had collapsed in the room or whatnot. Don't know the details as to how she passed away. Really hate that for her. I believe they said she had just had the little girl maybe a few months ago or something like that. Her new daughter maybe a few weeks or something, and that's just so sad and so tragic. Then they showed a clip of her man talking about her, praising her, and how he married the woman of his dreams and everything, and that's just so sad. I just really felt bad for him. And it's like, you got men out here ready to love on women, in the best way that they can, and she done got snatched up. She done passed away, and I really hate that for him. I really do. It's really sad. So yeah, Martell and his mama, so they talking. She don't like that Mel be coming at her on social media or whatever. Mama Hope doesn't want an apology from her because she knows that she never did anything wrong to her, so she can keep her apology. And it seems like Mama Hope also understands that Melody is hurt. She's hurt, so she's going to say things. It seems like Mama Hope has been in that same space before, so sometimes you will say stuff when you hurt, you disappointed, and anybody can motherfucking get it, including you, mama-in-law. So it seems like she was understanding where Mel was coming from. Okay. Martell thinks his mom deserves an apology for whatever Melody was doing online. And I said, so you mean your mama deserves an apology the same way Melody mom had deserved an apology when you was over here doing the shit that you was doing? Yeah. Oh, okay, then I guess. Maybe she do. So anyway, that's kind of where I like stop watching the episode for real. Let's see what else I got. I said, I know that Tiffany and Lewis were experiencing some difficulty because Dr. Francis didn't like that Tiffany wasn't present. I know that was an issue. So this episode was them being ridiculed about their relationship. Most of it was about them being ridiculed about their relationship. Tiffany spoke on wanting to have a child, but Lewis didn't seem to be on board, but she wasn't keeping it a buck about it. She says, I get these wishy-washy answers like he is or isn't. And then Kimmy is like, girl, that's not what you told me. What you told me was that he thinks you work too much. So no, because of that, he's not trying to have another child. But y'all are not being open so that we can really get to the root of it and really give you advice about real stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all not trying to go so deep. So then Marceau asked them about having a child with their work schedules, and being business owners or whatever, like y'all gonna have a child like that. And then Tiffany said, well, I operate well in chaos. And he's like, you're gonna bring a child into chaos. And I'm sitting over here like, Marceau, shut up. Shut the fuck up. As if your kids ain't living in chaos since we met them on the show. Like, stop. Okay? Stop. Stop saying that. Okay? But I understand Marceau wanting to get in their ass a little bit because they dug so much into their marriage last season. But at the same time, it's like, boy, shut up. You are not the counselor here. Anyway, so what else did he say? So and he asked Lewis if he thinks that he would get more, I guess, SCX or less, okay, from Tiffany. But Lewis is real nonchalant, like he doesn't want to hear what anybody has to say in so many words. Like, well, it is what it is, that's his thing. It is what it is. Like, again, that's his way of avoiding going deeper. That's his way of avoiding being ridiculed more and more about that marriage. And I understood where Taisha ended up coming from at some point in the episode when she was like, marriage is hard. It's difficult. So when you already feel like you're trying your best, with the marriage that you have, and you got other people coming in that you telling you need to do this or you need to da da da. It's like, don't nobody want to hear that shit because you don't live with us on a day-to-day basis to understand what we go through or how we try to work on our marriage and stuff. So I understood where she was coming from. Okay. What else? Dr. Francis says that he doesn't believe things are all good at home like they try to make it out to be. And Tiffany says it was nothing false, and she doesn't want she didn't see what he meant. And I said, but girl, you and Lewis are literally sitting up here pretending to be not bothered when he truly is bothered by you working all the fucking time. Like, this was conversations last year. So you are presenting falsehood to us. Yes, girl, you are giving us fake stuff right now. Yes, it's true. You are. Okay. So now Lewis feels how Marceau has felt about people giving their opinion on someone else's marriage. Now, this is what I was thinking before he actually apologized to Taisha and Marceau for that. Okay, so I said the irony. So Marceau ended up being in the kitchen. He was over there cooking or whatever he was doing. Child Lewis came in there, and Marceau asked him about the night before. And this is another thing that Lewis does, and I hope that he sees this. He tried to act like, oh, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Like, it's like Lewis likes to operate in the space where nobody sees him sweat. But because you're a human, it's okay to fucking sweat sometimes. And maybe he just don't feel like he's in a safe space with those people to show that side of him, show that vulnerable side of him with these type of people. So that right there also makes me think that y'all ain't friends for real, for real. But anyway, so what else? So Lewis came in the kitchen or whatever. Lewis is the pretender more than Tiffany to me, is what I said. He said, it's not too bad. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. It was all right. And boy, shut up. It was. So Lewis says that you have to be strong in your marriage. If not, you'll be questioning things about your marriage. And it's like, I hear that, but I don't think that the retreat is the place for that. I don't think that, Dr. Francis wants you to question anything about your marriage. Like, should you be in it? I think he wants you to question how you go about situations in your marriage. Okay. So Lewis apologizes to the Scotts and says that he can relate to the Scotts after being grilled by Dr. Francis. Okay. Marceau asks them how do they feel to be professionally diagnosed as fake. He said, I've been told y'all was fake, and now y'all are getting it straight from a professional. How does that feel? Okay. He laughing in their damn face, and they tried to laugh it off too. And I'm like, but how can Marceau not joking with y'all? Okay. He laughing at y'all, not with y'all. Understand? Okay. So then Kimmy calls out Tiffany for being fake about having kids. And she says that Lewis said she worked too much for a kid. But then she tries to come to them and then try to play it off, So I'm like, yeah, Tiffany, Kimmy know what's going on. So Marceau speaks on them not valuing Mr. Francis as a professional, which is why they won't accept his advice. And I said, Marceau, you have some motherfucking nerve to say that. You have some motherfucking nerve to say that when you really didn't even want to go on this retreat. You was being hella disrespectful to Mr. Francis. You didn't want to go in there. You didn't want to seek advice from a professional. What's her name? Taisha had to drag you in there, baby. Like, let's not and say that we did. Okay, I know you not. But I guess that would make sense coming from you because you can relate, because you also don't value Dr. Francis like that either. That's why you can't really accept his advice either. But anyway, let's keep going. Mama Ho and Melody. So Mama Ho and Melody, they ended up, having to sit down. They're trying to work on their relationship. Like a year ago or so, Melody blocked Mama Ho. She blocked her because she felt as though Mama Hope was pretty much praising her son and not giving Melody her credit for being in that damn marriage. Okay. I can't tell Melody she shouldn't have blocked that lady. Okay. It's just what it was, okay? So then Mel didn't like, she didn't like the convo that she had. Mel felt as though she did nothing to Mama Ho for her to do such a thing. And Mel called Marlene out on saying Martell overworked as though Mel didn't do anything because Marlene was saying, oh, she gonna kill my baby. She working him to the ground. She gonna kill my baby. Da, 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 da. And so Mel asked her, like, was he coming back to you and was he saying certain things that made it seem like I wasn't doing my part? And Marlene didn't really answer that question. And I'm like, motherfucking well, that's exactly what he was doing. That's exactly what he was doing. And because that's her child, she's more than likely gonna believe everything her child say. So yeah, that's what that was. That's why she would say this. I mean, he gonna kill my baby, da da da, because he was just working so hard. I'm doing this for Mel. I'm doing this and that. And it's like, Marlene, you really can't defend your son, in my opinion, to me. Talking about some damn, he worked so hard, she gonna kill my baby. Girl, your son wasn't working that motherfucking hard if he was able to maintain a relationship outside of his marriage for 7 some damn years. Are you serious? What was it? And you talking about when the kids was babies? You must be talking about when the oldest little girl was like a baby. Is that what you referencing? Because the other two, I don't know how old little Tank is, but girl, I'm like, Marlene, girl, cut it out. Cut that shit out. But anyway, so Marlene says, she tells Melody that she was spoiled and tells Melody that she was lazy. And I'm just like, how you tell this woman that she lazy? I mean, maybe she was lazy. I wasn't there, but then also maybe she was tired too of being a fucking mama, having to go to school, teach these goddamn kids that a lot of teachers don't care to do. They do it because a lot of times they believe they're gonna get a job in that. If you don't get a job in no other field, they believe they probably gonna get a job as a teacher. Okay, especially back at that time. So she probably doing a job, feeling unfulfilled, got this marriage, got these kids. So maybe she probably did feel a bit lazy at times. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean that he didn't feel lazy either. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean that he wasn't lazy him damn self. But okay, so then what else happened? Mel just laughs and Mel still says that she wasn't lazy. She's like, I'm not lazy. I wasn't lazy at the time. She was like, there was a time where we used to be on the go so damn much. You used to tell us we need to chill out all the time and stop being on the damn go. Remember that? Do you remember it, ma'am? Okay, so that was the thing. And then Marlene is holding on to Mel killing Martell. She gonna kill my baby. Yeah, I did say that. I said it. I said it because you did. I did. I said it because you did. You was gonna get my baby. I mean, listen, look. It's done. Now it's done. What you want to do? Okay. I said what I said. Like, what you want to do about it now? Like, girl, I can't take it back. Like, it is what it is. That's how I felt. But anyway, we can move forward. So then when Mel tells her, well, you know what? Mel just laughs it off, okay? Because Miss Marlene's silly, whatever the case is, Mel laughs it off. All right. So then Mel tells her, listen, I'm gonna unblock you. And Marlene was like, babe, you can leave me on block. Girl, I screamed. Like, not just tell this girl you can leave her on block. Like, it don't matter which way. Okay, it don't matter which way. I'm still gonna be me. I'm gonna still be Miss Marlene. I'm gonna still say what the hell I want to say. Y'all gonna do what y'all want to do. I'm not for the fake for these cameras. That's what it was giving. Yikes. Okay, so anyway, Mel did unblock her anyway and says that she does want a relationship with her if she goes out to eat and she wants to invite her. She wants to be able to do that. She wants to get their relationship back on track. Okay, so that's what we're gonna see happen. Okay, Martell over there, Miss Marlene stopped by his house, check on him. He told me he got to order wine because so many people trying to buy wine from him. Okay. Do what you gotta do. So then Marlene lets him know that she and Mel ended up sitting down. They had a conversation earlier that day and how great things went. So he was a bit surprised and he was kind of happy. Okay. Now we get over there back to Dr. Francis and the Scotts. Okay. So it was funny to hear them have a conversation how Taisha was talking about their marriage and how, so many people ridicule their marriage over this period of time. Like I believe Marcel tried to say that they never had any issues with their marriage until pretty much they joined this show. When they joined this show, that's when so many people had things to say about their marriage and started making things come into question and they started having a lot of issues. And the way Marcel was trying to defend it, not even letting Dr. Francis get a word. And he was like, Dr. Francis just told him, he said, one of the biggest mistakes is arguing the truth when the truth should stand on its own. And I said, wow. Really? Really? That's the biggest mistake that married couples or whoever made. That's the biggest mistake, is when you argue the truth when the truth is supposed to stand on its own. That is major for me. And hopefully with him hearing that, he can hear why a lot of people be feeling like, yeah, something ain't right. Marcel probably have been out there dipping it and doing it, or whatever the people been out there saying about the man. You know what I'm saying? Because you be so busy trying to argue the truth when the truth should stand on its own. If you ain't doing that, you ain't doing that. It is what it is. But anyway, thought that was interesting. And then we get to the other skies. Okay, Maurice talks about how he wants to hump all the time on Kimmy. He feels like it should happen multiple times a day. And Kimmy, you number one, Maurice, you know Kimmy is a bit older than you. She ain't trying to be doing all that all the time. That's number one. And number two, I see Kimmy being completely turned off, because if certain things in the house need to be done and you ain't even trying to do that, but you got the time to come over here and hump on me, use that energy to go wash the motherfucking dishes. Use that energy to go pick up your motherfucking son clothes and wash them, or whatever else you gonna fucking do. Use that energy to fold up your own motherfucking, instead of trying to hump on me multiple times of the day. That would make somebody uninterested. You got time to hump on me, but you ain't got time to do your shit around the house. So you think that I'm your motherfucking maid and I'm supposed to open my legs whenever you feel like it. You got me fucked up thoroughly. Okay. So with that, I definitely understood where Kimmy was coming from. Okay. Maurice doesn't get that. And for me, it's just a reminder how much alike he is as his brother, and how they expect women to do certain things in the house. And I'm like, y'all didn't know this before y'all married him? Maybe not Taisha, because I feel like Taisha and Marcel got married very quickly, so she probably had to learn along the way. But Kimmy, you didn't know this before you married him? Hell no. You're gonna be contributing to some and not be sitting up here expecting me to do every motherfucking thing and think you finna hump on me when you want to. Are you out your fucking mind? No. All right. But anyway, girl, I ain't have a whole lot to say about it because it wasn't given a whole lot. But you guys go ahead and hop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, honey. I am Jamie That's Me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie That's Me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.